This is Glenn Rice with Clearview Sewer Cams. We're located at 2550 Federal Avenue, Los Angeles, California, 90064. We're performing a video sewer inspection through a 4-inch ABS cleanout located just in front of the front door, in the dirt, just in front of the front door. And this is our 4-inch ABS cleanout, and this is our front door here. So we're just to the right of the driveway. This is the front of our property here. And again, we went ahead and zeroed out our camera monitor here. So what we're going to do is we're going to drop down and begin our video sewer inspection. It does appear that we immediately transition to what appears to be cast iron, but again, very difficult to tell. So what we're going to do is we're just going to get our camera clear. What we'll do is we'll utilize a little bit of that water to help us push out. And it does actually possibly appear to be vitreous clay. As you can see there at the bottom, we see a little bit of the pink there. That's a good sign that it is vitreous clay. And again, what we'll do is we'll utilize the water to help us push out. And then what we'll do is we'll pull back. And once we pull back, we'll pull back and mark the areas and take a really good look at the joints. It does appear that we do have some root intrusions. But again, we're just going to utilize the water to help us push all the way out. There's a little bit of sewer gases there going. A little bit of turn, and we drop down into our city sewer tie-in. So what we're going to do is we're just going to push in a little bit, rinse our camera off, then we'll pull back. What we're going to do is we're going to pull back and we're going to just take a really good look at our sewer line. So we're going to pause here for a moment. Okay, we went ahead and located this area, and we are in the middle of the street. We did mark this area with an orange dot at 9 foot 7 inches deep. And again, this is our city sewer tie-in. So what we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and continue to pull back. I'm going to pull back slowly. A little bit of offset in that joint there, but nothing major. Continue to pull back. A little bit of slag overpour in this joint there. You can see we do have a fairly large offset in this joint. And this is just after the city sewer saddle. You can see the full face of the pipe from about the 4 o'clock area all the way around to about the 11 o'clock area. So we'll pause here for a moment. Okay, again, as I mentioned, we do have a fairly large offset in this joint here from about the 4 o'clock area all the way up and around to about the 11 o'clock area. So we're just going to go ahead and continue to pull back, and that is on our street. That's approximately 3 feet back from the saddle area, and that joint appears to be in fair condition. And that joint appears to be in fair condition. Is that ABS? Vitreous clay. And that joint appears to be in fair condition. And that joint appears to be in fair condition. Okay, again, we're going to go ahead and continue to pull back. And again, as I mentioned, that joint is in fair condition. Continue to pull back. And we have a little bit of an offset in this joint here from about the 12 o'clock area all the way around to about the 3 o'clock area. And again, everything still seems to be flowing in the downward motion. We're just going to go ahead and continue to pull back. And that joint appears to be in fair condition. And that joint appears to be in fair condition. And that joint appears to be in fair condition. And it does appear that this is our 4 to 6 transition here. As you can see, this is our 6-inch vitreous clay lateral, and as we pull back, you can see that we're transitioning back into what appears to be our 4-inch vitreous clay sewer line. So again, we're going to go ahead and continue to pull back. And that joint appears to be in fair condition. Make a little bit of a turn. And it does appear that we do have a crack in this area. So I'm going to pause here for a moment. So we're going to pause here for a moment. We're going to mark this area. Okay, again, we went ahead and located this area, and it is just to the right of the walkway as you approach the front door, just underneath a little short brown fence that's at the front of the property. And again, we do have a crack in this area. As you can see from there, from about the 3 o'clock, it does appear to be going all the way up until about the 11 o'clock area. So again, we're just going to go ahead and continue to pull back. Pulling up, it does appear to drop in that area when we're pulling up, and as you can see here, we do have it does appear that we do have a fairly large break in this area. As you can see, that the break is pretty much the complete diameter of the pipe, and again, you can see there from starting from about the 3 o'clock area all the way up to around to about the 10 o'clock area. So again, we're going to pause here for a moment. Okay, again, we went ahead and located this area, and again, we are on the right-hand side of the walkway as you approach from the property, the front door, and just underneath the wooden fence. And what it is that we are in a drop here. So we're just at the top of the drop here, and as you can see, as we push back in, we are dropping down. We drop down approximately 6 to 8 feet, and then as we drop down, this is our crack at the bottom there. So again, we're just going to go ahead and continue to pull back. And continue to pull back slowly. Take a good look at the joints. And as you can see in this joint as well, we do have a fairly large crack in this joint too. From about the 6 o'clock area all the way up and around to pretty much a full diameter crack there, all the way around to about the 5 o'clock area. So again, we'll pause here for a moment. Okay, again, we're going to go ahead and continue to pull back. And that joint there appears to be in fair condition, but as we pull back, you can see that we do have another crack that is basically the full diameter of the pipe with the root intrusion coming in as well. So again, we're just going to pause here for a moment. Okay, again, we're going to go ahead and continue to pull back. And again, we do have another fairly large break in this joint here. As we pull back, you can see at the top there, right about from about the 7 o'clock area all the way up and around to about the 3 o'clock area, you can see the full crack in that area. The vitreous clay is exposed in that area, and you do have some root intrusions coming in that joint. Okay, we went ahead and located this area, and it is at 2 foot 4 inches deep. And again, this is just along on the right hand side of the walkway as you approach the front door. We're just going to go ahead and continue to pull back, make a little bit of a turn. And again, we do have a fairly large offset in that joint there, and that's from about the 12 o'clock going all the way down to about the 6 o'clock area, as you can see there. And it does appear that we do have some root intrusion in this area as well. Fairly large root intrusion. I'm going to pause here for a moment. Where are you? Okay, again, as I mentioned, we do have a fairly large root intrusion here, and again, as you can see, this root intrusion is penetrated. It does appear to have penetrated right around the 1 o'clock area, and a little bit of a belly in this area, but again, very short. We pull up and out of our clean out, and that will conclude our video sewer inspection.